Alright friends, welcome back to Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G, and look what we're gonna do today. This is the Spider-Man Retro Series first wave, and of course we have a couple of bonuses right here. This is gonna be Marvel's Kingpin. Look at that, extra big size package with Marvel's Mysterio, and there's gonna be more Spider-Man figures to come in this set. You know, wave 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, I'm sure they're gonna make, because this wave is absolutely incredible. You're not gonna want to miss this. So we're gonna start off with these first 8, and we're gonna do it with the first 6, and then add on these 2 right here. So you're not gonna want to miss this. So guys, before we get started, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you can get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know where in the world you are watching from, and give us a big thumbs up. So without any further ado, what do you say we go ahead and get started right now?
What is up, Vincent Gigi?
Vincent Gigi, Super Channel G.
Super Channel G.
Gigi.
Vincent Gigi from Super Channel G.
Super Channel G.
Vincent Gigi on Super Channel G.
So tight. Don't stop doing what you're doing.
Congratulations on all your success.
Congratulations on everything.
I will see you on the TV on
Super Channel G. Yeah.
God, is this great?
Hey friends, welcome back to Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G, and we are gonna get started with this incredible Marvel Comics Spider-Man Hasbro retro figure set. This is all 6 of the first wave. I know there's gonna be tons more, and I've already seen what the Kingpin looks like and so on and so forth, and some people have them out there, but let's see who is in this initial 6 set. So, of course, we have Spider-Man, we have Electro, we have Peter Parker, Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy, and Daredevil. And don't they just look absolutely amazing? So we're gonna jump in. We're gonna go, what do you say we go in order? Because who doesn't want to see Spider-Man? And you know what, I'm really excited about this Green Goblin, but if we go by the order that's back here, it'll be then Electro, then Peter Parker, Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy, and Daredevil. So let's get started. What do you say? Let's go ahead and move these over to the side, and let's dive right on in. Okay. All right. Here we go. I am so excited to kick us off with this absolutely incredible Spider-Man. They all have essentially the same packaging, and it looks absolutely incredible. It just pops off the shelf. You know, you can find these at Target, Walmart, Amazon, a lot of places, and they are a little bit hard to find, I will say that. So if you're looking for this specific Spider-Man figure, this is UPC. I'll bring it up so you can scan it if you need to, and we'll move on. But it looks absolutely incredible, and we're gonna open them up right now. Look at this, again, this gorgeous packaging. All of them have, you know, their character card like right there on the side. And that looks great. And let's see what the write-up says, because we're gonna see all of these action figures up close that are back here. And so, again, beautiful artwork. The same thing twice right here. And right here, it shows the interchangeable head, and also look for these. So, in the back it says, bitten by a radioactive spider, Peter Parker now possesses all the arachnid's attributes. He's the amazing Spider-Man. Yep, sure is. So, boom! Let's go ahead and get this open, and I'm so excited. Now, it's kind of tricky. I want to see how I can get this bad boy open without destroying the package. There's a slight opening right here, and I know it's just held underneath like with a blister pack almost, and it's just 2 cardboard pieces set on one on the other. So let me see if I can just kind of carefully lift, because I want to go ahead and store him back in here. So just, you know, I don't know how you might want to do it, but that's definitely what I want to do. And I'm going to bring him over through here, and hopefully this would be enough. There we go. And hopefully I can just slide this on out now. Yep, sure can. You see that? Great. Okay, let's take a look at this Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker, with his suit. And let me just tell you, I'm really digging these head sculpts. So let me pop that out. It's the first thing I want to look at. And Spider-Man on out here. And I'm going to get a whole lot closer so we can see this. So first of all, look at this head sculpt. Interesting that it's kind of like not completely lined up right here. So that's, you know, interesting. But you can't really tell until I really zoom in. And it looks absolutely great. And yeah, let's put it up right here. That looks awesome too. And you know what? I'm not getting exact. It's not looking exactly like it is in person. So let me change some of the setting right here. Give me a second. Okay, so there we are, and it looks absolutely incredible. So I'm really loving that. And of course, the eyes. The only real difference between these two is, of course, the web's lined up on the face, and the eyes are half closed here versus here. So, and the tiny little details on the webbing, obviously, are not fully aligned in every place, but, you know, I'm not real concerned about that part. But if you'll notice here, it's kind of interesting how it just kind of went off track for no reason. But, okay, so let's take a look at what sort of articulation and mobility we have. And it looks like, wow, we can actually get the head pretty far back. Not like Iron Man far back, but definitely moves back and forth. And it's kind of interesting now that I just noticed how they have the head on here. Look at this. Doesn't want me to take it off, but here you go. It's actually with this interesting ball joint that has a little neck part that goes back and forth. It's not usually how we see it, but very cool. And it definitely allows for a lot of mobility on the neck and the head. Look at that. So that is cool and something different. So his arms go all the way around. He does have a butterfly joint. Again, something that's like a must-have for Spider-Man, especially with how we're gonna pose him. Look at that. His arms come closer and they go further back. So look at that. It looks absolutely great. Arms go smoothly around. And let's see, his double joints right here at the bicep should bring his arm in a little bit more. Doesn't quite put us at a 45-degree angle, but it seems like it is close. Okay, moves the high part of the bicep. And then you can just paint this if you want. It's red because they had to pick one color or the other and didn't paint it. So it's common. We do have the ab crunch is low in the low abdomen, so that's interesting. Look at that. Not only that, but he doesn't turn at the waist. He kind of just pivots a little bit here underneath the rib cage, so he's got like a double ab crunch. So that is kind of cool as far as like him doing poses, but I don't know. That is kind of different. Look, you can kind of crunch side to side too. So, I mean, that is cool, and it's more like the female action figures from Marvel Legends. So, I am glad that this is a little different from the other ones. Okay, so let's see. But you cannot turn directly at the waist. Look, so keep that in mind. His legs do come 90-degree angle forward, or more or less, you know, right there. And let's see. They do definitely move well. Turn on the high part of the thigh, and they're moving very smoothly. We have double joints here at the knees. Great. So we can get maximum posability here. Now I guess his calves are pretty big on this action figure. Look at that. They're pretty big, so his legs don't come all the way flush back like they normally do. And he does have a joint right here at the shins. I'll probably just glue that because it looks unnatural when you move that to begin with. And the ankle joints move really well. Look at that. Very cool. So all in all, this figure is outstanding. We have two web shooting hands. They move right here at the wrist. The fingers are soft. Back and forth and around right here at the wrist. So that's awesome. Look at that. And then we have two fists so that when he's fighting, we can switch those out. I'm just going to leave those there. And which head sculpt do you want to keep? Let's see what the other one looks like when it's on him. There we are. And try this on for size. pretty good. So let's see if we can't find like a really interesting pose and something that would be very much like what Spider-Man would do. So there we are. He's like in attack mode. Look at that. Very nice. So give him almost like a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 pose. I just need to make sure, let's see. If I support him, since he doesn't have, his foot only has, it's flat on the bottom. I'm gonna need to move this foot down a little for him to stand like that. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, I can move his head up a little bit. And man, he looks absolutely great. Look at that. I can take a picture here. Give me a second, guys. There we are. Look at that. Awesome. Really digging that. This Spider-Man has excellent posability. I'm going to toss this back in here. And put the box away. And we will move on to our next action figure. Okay? Set that aside. Let's put our Spider-Man right on over here. What do you say to that? Great! Okay. And let's move on. And move on we will. Marvel's Electro. Doesn't he look absolutely amazing? Looks great. I didn't have this comic style Electro yet. And believe it or not, I'm so excited about it. And look at these electricity hands. I love how they're see-through. And it looks absolutely great. Let's get a little bit higher here and then we'll get closer after we've taken a look at this beautiful package. Look at his character card here. Lightning Blast. Marvel's Electro. So this is not the Jamie Foxx version, of course. And look at this. And if you're looking for Marvel's Electro and you want the UPC, here it is. Scan now. And check that out. Show you that you can switch the hands, not just pop them on there, but you have to remove the other ones. Also looked for. And let's see what it says about Marvel's Electro. It says, as the villain Electro, Max Dillon wields full control over electricity in his never-ending quest to defeat Spider-Man. Absolutely. So, let's get him on open. We did just find out with our Spider-Man action figure that we can definitely open this up here at the bottom, since it's on this blister pack, without destroying it. And it's already kind of open. And you know what? Just gave me an idea. Let me check something out. Okay, so actually what I was thinking about was I just remembered I do have two. This was the first one I found and it was months ago. And I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to find any of these action figures, and it wasn't until after I got them from Walmart that I noticed, look, this packaging was cracked. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to open one, which one should I open? Should I open this one since I'm going to keep the packaging when it's broken, and then have this one sealed, return it, give it away? Don't know, but you can definitely comment what your thoughts are. And I'm like, which one do I open? Let's see which one has the more amazing face. Whatever, let's just open the broken one. Open that one so we can decide later, right? So, okay. So I guess that did turn out more or less the way we had hoped. Okay. And then let's get this open this way. There we are. And then pull this up a little bit higher here. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit up. Look at that. There we are. We should be able to slide this right on out. Alright guys, thank you for being so patient with me. And there we are. You know what? I didn't even take a look at how awesome the artwork looks in these buildings back here. Look at that. Okay, let's take a look at this Electro. Now we're gonna get closer. Look at those lightning fingers, look at that. And you know what? I think I'm gonna switch those out right away. Let's pop him out. Let's take a look at what his head sculpt looks like. That wicked looking face. Look at those eyes, so creepy. And this is super soft plastic, so I wouldn't be so afraid of it breaking. Got a little bit of missing paint right here. Look at that. Let's zoom on in. But I guess you can't really see it when this is here. There's some paint missing there. Okay. I like the way his electricity mask is on there. It's just like glued on, but looks cool from all angles. Look at the sculpt we have right here. Very similar body to like our Blizzard and Human Torch figure. So it's kind of a standard body. Does not have, you know, other bells and whistles like butterfly joint, for example. But he is holding his pose well. And let's see what sort of articulation we have in posability. The head does move down well, moves around, tilts a little bit. And so I'm really excited because the head does move well. The arms move smooth all the way around. Let's see how far out we go. There we go. I had to kind of support it because it wasn't going up on its own. Let's see. There we are. Nice. Okay. Moves in the high part of the bicep. Let's see with the double joints at the elbow. This is actually looser than I would have hoped. But we can move to almost a 45-degree angle. You would assume it's... Actually, this one comes a whole lot closer in than 45-degree angle. So why isn't this one moving in as much then? There we go. So just overlooked it a little bit. We do move at the waist. His legs come up to about a 90-degree angle, and he ab crunches really well. Look at that. So if you here we have double joints on the knees, but his legs only come so far in. Interesting, because it's like point right there, like it comes to a point and doesn't allow it to come further in. Look at that. Touches. So it's something to be mindful of. Again, I'm not a fan of the shin joint. Unnecessary. Doesn't need to be there. And great articulation at the feet. We'll say that. And I guess we can have him doing like crunches. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Just kidding. Okay. And then so we have two punching hands. I like the cuffs right here on the forearms. That looks cool. And let's just get these hands out and let's have them excited to shock you with this. Alright, so the joints of the knees are looser than I would have hoped. Just, you might have to expect that. Here we are, and again, I like how it becomes see-through. There we are. So I'm going to put these hands in here. Well, they don't fit well. As far as they'll be jostling around. And so put that away. Here we are. Set that aside. Okay. And let's see what it looks like with these electricity hands. Look at that. Wow, that looks absolutely great. Let's straighten out his arms. Let's have him reaching like he's like... Look at that. And let's bring his arms just a little bit in. There we are. There we are. Okay, and I can definitely take a picture of that. Look at that. I'm trying to hold him and it's like shaking. Okay, so let's get him with an even stronger pose. And he's definitely going to want to stand like strong and in charge. So let me see. Give me a second. Okay, so like I mentioned, I was going to have him standing tall and kind of, you know, strong and in control, but instead I opted, when I started messing around with him, to have more of a creepier chasing you pose where he's like kind of looking to torment and torture him. So I settled on this awesome pose right here. Look at that. So that looks absolutely incredible. And you know what? Amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on because this I'm loving. Look at that. Just not have them unnecessarily touching feet. And look at these 2 figures so far. Okay, awesome. Great. So let's move on to our next action figure. What do you say? Okay, let's raise this up again. All right. And here we have Peter Parker. Amazing set already so far. That's Spider-Man and Electro. Top notch. And great posing. So here we are. Peter Parker comes with a camera. I'm not exactly sure why we want his glasses to not be able to be seen through. But here's his head sculpt with the half mask. I'm not super digging that because I'm not really gonna show that like that, but I am happy with this Peter Parker right here, and I hope the glasses come off. I'm pretty sure they do, but we'll find out. And then what is this, like almost like a D3 Nikon? I don't know. All right, so, and it's obviously not, but I was just for conversation purposes. So awesome Peter Parker card, and same picture back here. And look at that. You wanna, if you're looking for this action figure and you want to see what the UPC is, here we go. Scan it now, take a picture, whatever you need. And let's see what it says back here about Peter Parker. It says, Peter Parker is the college student and photojournalist who was secretly the amazing Spider-Man. Looks absolutely great. And, yep, you can swap out the heads. So let's get them open. And you know what? Looks like we're going to be able to open these blister pack type retro style packages exactly like we were hoping. Look at this. It's kind of wiggle it up and down a little bit so we can get in here. There we are. Don't want to destroy the package. Want to be able to put them back in here for safekeeping later. There we are. Okay, awesome. Just slide this right out. There we are. To the side, and then I cannot get over how beautiful this art and color rendering is. Packages look gorgeous. Okay, so we have 2 head sculpts. I'm going to show you what this one is that's on there in the package and show you. It's basically split down the middle. Look at that. With a mask and then without. Since I'm probably not going to use that one, just put that one back in there. Take this camera out. You know, Peter Parker didn't have a whole lot of money, but this definitely looks like an expensive camera. Look at that. Let's see, he borrowed it from Aunt May. I love you. There we go. Side. Let's take a look at this head sculpt. And let's find out. Ooh, they do appear to be attached. Let's see if they pull in and pull out. I definitely don't want to tear them. And maybe they don't. And if I mess with this, it would break it if it's not supposed to come out. But I would rather him actually not have those glasses. Look, because I do like his face after all. But you know what? I'm gonna try here. But since I didn't research to see if it comes out, it is glued to the side. At least mine is. Look at that. So I'm trying to pull it out and it is glued. So I'm gonna have to decide whether or not I want to remove this after all for good, because then I'm gonna have a hole in the side where it goes in. But oh yeah, look, I pulled it out and his sideburn started coming off. So anyway, let's take a look, and then I would have to glue that sideburn back on, and the same thing's gonna happen with this one. You know what? I'll be happy to glue it on afterwards anyway. Look at that. So you decide if that's how you want it or not. I would definitely need to cover that hole with paint, and even though there's a hole and it looks like that, I'm gonna be honest, I think I would prefer it be that way, because I wasn't really digging those glasses either. So here's Peter Parker, And it'd be nice if he looked like a, you know, Tobey Maguire, since we already have Tom Holland one. But I did rip those off, and from far away you can't really tell right away. So I'm gonna leave it like that. And I am liking this action figure. And since it's mine, you can decide whether or not you want to take those off or not. Okay, so the jacket is soft plastic. You can take it off, but his sleeves will remain this color, so it'll look awkward. It's not like he's gonna have a blue shirt, see? So it's really meant to leave this on. And let's see what sort of posing we can do with the head. All right, wow. Should be able to, oh. Yeah, I thought that was a joint, but I guess not. I guess it's just stuck in place. Again, not looking to break this action figure's neck off. Okay, I do like the blue color of the shirt. We can ab crunch fairly decently. Turns the waist. And let's see. We can bring the arms pretty far in, actually. Look at that, even with the double joints. They move pretty smooth around. They do like a clicking motion. Turns above where the bicep would be. And let's see the legs. Digging the skinny jeans. They do look good. Let's see, we can bring the legs in, and the knee joint's actually pretty solid. So it turns the high part of the thigh. We got some pretty great posing, and we can probably have him doing almost Spider-Man type poses. Look at that, he's jumping in the air. Ferris Bueller style over the fence. Ju-bo-bo. Look at those shoes. I'm really digging those shoes, believe it or not. Look at that. So they got great detail. And then they articulate well. I'm like, is that supposed to be there? Interesting, because it's not on here. Oh, it is. It says left and right. And I guess that was for the person assembling the feet. I guess I'm put on the wrong side. I don't know. Interesting. So I doubt Peter Parker had left and right written on his socks. But that looks absolutely great. Look at this. Like, I'm digging the Fonz jacket. Hey. And where's the camera? So, how are we supposed to hold this bad boy? Can we just hold it with one hand, or do we need both hands to hold it? Look at that. So, let's find out. Might need to bring it in here and bring his hands in. So, it's not staying as well as I would have hoped, and the wrist goes up and down instead of back and forth on that one. This one does go back and forth. So, something to just take note of. And I can't really put this hand right in front of the face, so it does make it kind of different and a little bit difficult. So, I'm like, I don't know, having a little bit of trouble there. And maybe I can get it if I really set my mind to it, but at the same time, like, look at that. But it's also going to be kind of awkward because the arms don't come closer into the body. So I'm sure we can get slightly better, but for now, I guess this is like the best we're going to get without spending a ton more time, right? So, good enough for now. Let's see if I can get, I was trying to get a picture of it, but it's all out of focus. Okay, so I'll set this aside, and we'll just have him be a young kid working for the newspaper. There we are. Get him with his trendy jeans and shoes, and we'll just have him relaxing. Let's see. We'll just have him like ready to bounce into action as Spider-Man. Look at that. That'll work. Cool. He's got kind of a Marty McFly vibe going. But okay. There we are. He's like, uh-oh, trouble's going down. And that'll work. Okay. Let's set him up over here next to Electro. And He's a little too close. There we are. There we are. And both of those look great. I want to just move, but you know what? Let's move a little bit more. It looks great, but the angle isn't working for me. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Whatever. Alright. Looks cool. Digging these. And I like my new Peter Parker. Great. So let's go ahead and move on. Alright. Awesome, guys. It's out of here. Okay, friends. One of my absolute favorite from the whole set. We now are going to do Green Goblin. And let's put us back up here again. And can't get over the packaging. Artwork is gorgeous. And, of course, this retro Spider-Man series. Green Goblin looks great. I am concerned because his eyes are bugging out. And I would have preferred them not bulging out of his head. But if it weren't for that, everything else looks great. I even appreciate that we have another head sculpt in here. It says glider and pumpkin bomb. So he's got one pumpkin bomb. It looks like just a reissued body that we have here. That we had, like, remember when we did Marvel Legends, like in what, it was 2018, I guess, that the one labeled Serpent Society had this exact body sculpt, except with some minor differences, right? And then the Green Goblin we did before had essentially this exact same body sculpt with slightly different color and different head, but definitely we've seen this before. So let's take a look at the back. Looks absolutely great. You're looking for this one and you want the UPC. Here we are. Okay. And let's see what it says back here. Look, we can swap out the heads. That artwork is absolutely gorgeous. And there's this amazing character card. It's swapped out here with a mirror image. And let's see what it says. It says, Green Goblin, one of the few who knows that Spider-Man is really Peter Parker. The Green Goblin is perhaps the web-slinger's greatest foe. Awesome how foe might rhyme with Defoe, as in Willem Dafoe. Whatever. So let's come on closer. Let's get him out. And we've had a lot of success opening it this way, so we don't destroy the package. So we can always put it back up to protect it. A huge protector investment package guy. And if you just dump all your Marvel Legends forever, like in a bin or something, the legs will start to bow inwards or outwards and right at the knee, and not what you want in your Marvel Legends, especially when they're roughly $20 each, depending on when you got them, where you got them, and they're usually a little bit more for the latest ones. And I know while this is not directly labeled a Marvel Legend, we all know this is a Marvel Legend. It's just in this retro packaging style. Okay, so here's the glider. I like how it's in right here. That's awesome. Let's get this. Oh no! It just flew away. Maybe also this just all flew away. Mike Wazowski style. Look how awesome that is. Interesting hair. Look at that. So he's wearing a rug. But this is a good head sculpt. Let's see here with our actual Goblin. Let's put this here. And where did that pumpkin go? There we are. I definitely don't want to lose that. Okay. And let's take a closer look at our Goblin here. Look at this. Again, I'm not a fan of the bugging out eyes. I wish they were still back in his head. Ooh, look, plastic. He's digging the Yoda ears. This is not as soft as this, but it's still soft. His man purse is definitely cool looking. It was not attached, and then what's the deal here? I guess that's supposed to be like a hood, or I don't know. I think I would want to glue this down so it's like that and not just loose like this, like a choker or a necklace. His collar or a hood or whatever that is, but probably gonna want to glue that down. Let's see what sort of head articulation we have. We have this incredible amount of movement here. Look at that. That looks awesome. And I still having a little bit of trouble getting over those bugging out yellow eyes because they're popping out of his head, and they look like they're actually lenses that are over his actual head. I'm sorry, eyes. But we have great articulation here. With the neck, the arms move clicking, but they're not smooth, but they definitely hold place well. His arms move upper part of the bicep. We do have double joints here, but we're barely coming in at a 90-degree angle. Look at that. Let's see. The wrists do go back and forth, and they turn, they spin. That's awesome. Great. The color scheme looks good. The belt, I guess the belt's not glued down either. We have ab crunch that does an insane amount of ab crunch. Look at that. At least backwards. And turn right here at the waist, the legs. Interesting though that this is slightly two different colors, green, and you know what? It's more apparent on the camera than it is in person. I hadn't even noticed. It's like a little bit more subtle than you're seeing right here, but obviously it's a different color plastic. Okay, the legs come higher or right at a 90-degree angle. No, slightly higher. We have smooth knee joints. I'm digging this. Smooth and strong. Let's see. It has the ability to turn right here at the high part of the calf, which you don't need. And then the boots look pretty wicked. Look at that. Pretty wicked. So, all in all, this is a great action figure. Let me see. Let's put this head on. Let's put it on backwards since I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble with that joint. There we are. And I'm having trouble because this part is not wanting to stay in place, and then this arm keeps moving. So let me put this on backwards. There we are. And what do you think about that? Look at that. Norman Osborn. Looks great. That head sculpt is amazing. And Tiffany arches back less. And which head do you like better? I mean, this is an awesome Green Goblin head, but you know what? I wonder if we couldn't have him holding it. Look at that. Like a mask style, right? But he can't. I'm like trying to get him to hold it, and it's not working. But, anyway, that would have been cool for me to be able to check this out. I actually really like the way that looks, believe it or not. That. Set this aside right here, and I'm gonna take a picture. Look at that. Get this out of the way. Oh, it fell right before I was gonna take the picture. Forget it. I'll take a picture in a little bit. Both times it like just collapsed on me. Okay, that'll work a little bit better. Look at that. Very nice. So I'm digging it. Okay, so I guess we'll put the Green Goblin head back on, because that's really what we came for. And let's see, this pumpkin, this exploding pumpkin bomb, if I can get it to focus. There we are. Looks great in his hand, actually. Look at that. And too bad we don't have two. Wicked, right? And then let's take a look at the glider. It's small, it's simple, it's a little understated, but let's see how we can get his legs and feet in here. Oh, and I just pinched my finger here, so just be careful, because these little scale type legs are a little bit pinchier than other ones might be. So let's see. I can bring him further in here. I'm going to want to bend his legs more and perhaps even have him hanging down-ish. And let me stretch his arm out. There we go. And you know what? I might just want to put him on a stand. But yeah, it looks great. I'm trying to get this to cooperate just a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really liking that. Look at that. There we go. So that looks awesome. And you know what? Let's see if I can get him on a stand. And let me get one right now. Give me a second, guys. This fell over and a little more than I anticipated. So we can probably just get our dynamic figure stand, raise it up a smidge, put this right around his waist, I guess. Look at that. Put it under the belt. That way it catches a little better. And that's it. We can have his glider right here on his shoes. And look how cool that looks. Probably raise it up a little bit more. There we go. Put this right back on here. There we go. How's that? Look. I like the way it looks. It looks absolutely incredible. And we can definitely turn this here and have that, you know, I'm gonna have to turn the wrist more so it doesn't just roll out. Look at that. Looks great. Look at that. I'm sure you agree, guys. So absolutely incredible. I'm gonna go ahead and put this head back in the package, even though I really like that Norman Osborn head. It's great. Set this aside. We're gonna move on to our next action figure. With two left. What do you say? Great. Okay, and second to last in the set, since we've already started with these great 4 action, and trust me, they're amazing. The Amazing Spider-Man set. Here is our Gwen Stacy. Look at this awesome character card here. Packaging this. Wow, look! Green Goblin, straight cold chilling through the keyhole. And peg hole. And you know what? Can't wait to get this open. Looks so great. Textbook accessory. And exclamation point, as if it's so exciting to have a textbook. But whatever. And newspaper or whatever we got going on there. Here's the other ones that we've already done, these 4 right here, and we have this one, and we have Daredevil to do after this. Same character card. Let me bring us up just a little bit higher as we take a look at this. Swap out heads, and again, I'm assuming, could be wrong, you can let me know in the comments, but that this would be a Mary Jane Watson here, and Gwen Stacy head here. We could swap it out. We could get 2 of these figures, but then they'd be wearing the same outfit. You have to paint it. I like the way the sweater looks like that. I am a little concerned. Those fingers are so short. Look how long these are. And I might have to swap that hand out with another figure that we have somewhere else, because it's like they're missing like a whole digit. They really shorten them. Anyway, let's take a look at the back and not get too hung up on that part. So, Gwen Stacy, a bright student with a keen scientific mind. Gwen Stacy is girlfriend to Peter Parker. Nice. So, let's get this on open. We're gonna shimmy this out of here. Look at this. we can definitely protect our action figure when not being displayed and not ruining the package. So to still hold it well. Look at that. There we go. I'm able to slide it right on over here. Perfect. Let's get her on out. Put that aside. And slide our package right on out. Ooh, this one's not happy to come out. Okay. And what do we have here? Trapper Keeper. Interesting. Sure looks like it. Okay. We have Midtown High School. This is the textbook. We have a Daily Bugle newspaper, but I'm going to pop it up in the back because it's not coming out. Look at that. You can just hand this to Peter Parker if you want. Just pop her on out. Let's take a look at these two head sculpts. So, take a look at our Gwen Stacy head. Looks good, except for the fact that we have some smudges here. Let's see if I can't just get that to just come off. No, I'm gonna have to see if I can get that to come off or take a little blemish off another time. There are two blemishes right here direct on the face. It's unfortunate, but they will come off. Head sculpt overall looks well. I like it. The hair looks nice and flowy. That looks good. And there's a ridiculous amount of articulation, and because the hair is flowing up, you can actually move it a whole lot. Look at that. Okay, so the arm goes all the way around, and wow, look at that. Actually moves very well. If we can move the arms at a 90-degree angle at the elbow. This jacket again can come off kind of like our Peter Parker one, but then you'd still have green sleeves, so it wouldn't make much sense. I like the way this texture looks. It looks like it's cloth, even though it's just hard plastic. She does pivot a little bit right here and turn right below the rib cage. This is soft plastic for the skirt, and it has a cut right here there, and it's probably not supposed to be the style. It's probably just so we can move the legs to pose them. So it's really probably supposed to look like this, and not that it's cut all the way up to there. Let's see. Oh, we have more paint and whatever smudging going on. This jacket, this green trench coat, whatever you want to call it here, looks really cool. I love the way this belt is kind of just open right here and just kind of hanging down, so that's a nice little touch. I'm trying not to call too much attention to the hands. This hand is one that is used fairly often with female characters, and it does a great job of moving, and the fingers are usually pretty long, and it's the sculpt has a little bit of parts that are kind of from the mold that I'm not super happy about. We can probably just sand those down or cut them off. But here's the hand. What happened to the thumb? First of all, look at that. With the kind of sand that down. That looks crazy. And what happened to the back of her hand? Maybe it was just an accident, but what's the deal here? Looks like she had like all sorts of surgeries on this hand. And then to top it off, it's not even pivoting on that joint. So maybe I just got bad luck with the hand and didn't notice it. I'm going to be looking for that going forward. Look at that. What happened? Maybe it's just mine. So let me know in the comments if you have a hand that's all jacked up and melted looking like the one I have. Look at that. What in the world? I'm hoping that it's just a blemish and that they're not all like that. Okay, so we have double joints at the knees, and she poses really great there, and they're nice and solid feeling actually, especially for being such thin legs. We have great articulation here on the boots. We can pivot, look at that, and of course we can turn the legs, probably turn on the high part of the thigh, and they do. I'm assuming they can come to a 45-degree angle. It's just this is kind of restricting it, but otherwise it's pretty great. She's probably gonna be able to hold this book. Nope. Trapper Keeper. Nope. There we go. We can hold it from that side. So, not exactly sure what's supposed to be going on with this hand, unless she's handing something over. There we are. And she could be like trying to gather her stuff. I don't know. But anyway, the hands are kind of awkwardly posed, as far as sculpted for a pose. But I am digging this head sculpt after all, and I'm curious if this really is Mary Jane Watson. This head is even better than that one. So let's see what it looks like on the body. There we are. And looks even better. It has like, oop, I didn't anticipate popping that off on accident. Just pop that right back on. There we go. And the hair is soft enough to be able to pose inside or outside. Look at that. You can put it in the inside the coat, whatever. And then here it is soft enough to still be able to move the head. And this head sculpt is nicer, even though the other one's good. I don't have all those crazy artifacts on there. So, do we prefer Gwen Stacy or do you prefer Mary Jane Watson? Vote in the comments below. So, do you want me to switch it back? I don't know. I'm kind of digging this one now. Even though this is Gwen Stacy, I think this one might actually look better. So there we go. I guess just because it's Gwen Stacy, I'll let her stay with that. But all right, and the leg, all of a sudden it got loose. Look, randomly after I just bragged about how good it was. So let me see what pose I can get her, and to make sure it stands up also, because these feet are really small. Give me a second. All right, and I hate to say that her feet and her ankles aren't really made to stand up well without some sort of stand or, base, but was able to get them to like spread them a little bit and kind of be out at those angles. And you can put this in her hands, I guess, to give her something to do with the crazy hand sculpts they gave her. And we can just set her up right over here. And so that's not too bad, actually. Not too bad. We are limited, and we will it's like toe tapping. It actually looks pretty great at this moment, so I kind of lucked out. So okay, great. I actually really like that action figure, and I think I have already made up my mind. I do prefer the head for Mary Jane Watson, but we'll leave that one for now. I'll put the newspaper and everything back in here for a moment, and we'll move on. Okay, awesome. Oh, and did I remember to give you the UPC for our Gwen Stacy? Let me show that. I definitely don't want to have missed that if I showed all the other ones. So there you go. Get your picture, so on. That way you can find that one too. Okay, and last but not least, oh, look how great these characters look in that. But I tell you, he's not going to stand up very well. We do have Daredevil, and Daredevil looks awesome, and I love this like metallic suit. Looks fierce. Again, this beautiful package. Looks absolutely incredible. And this awesome Spider-Man art right here. I can't get over that. And I love that we've had multiple head sculpts on almost all these figures. Almost. Not on all of them. And he did in this one. So 5 out of the 6. So there's this character card. Looks absolutely great. And see Billy Club. All excited. Okay. So let's see what it says back here. Let's go ahead and take a look. It says, Daredevil. Although he is blind, Matt Murdock possesses superhuman senses and courage as the superhero Daredevil. Looks great. Let's get him open. And yeah. Let me get something to open it with. And you know what? Before I fade out, I almost did it again. There's the Daredevil one. And let me zoom in so you can get a good shot of that. There you are, my friends. Cool. Okay. Let's get Matt Murdock on out of here. Slide this right on here. Nice. Let's get this side. This is actually cutting through fairly easily. Look at that. There we go. Nice. Let's get this out. Slide them on out. Perfect. Look how great this looks. And let's bring us closer here. This beautiful background. Where the sun's like setting and shining on there, but this nighttime back there. That was a nice touch. Okay. So this Matt Murdock, this lawyer head going right here, looks really cool. I'm digging the red hair, I'm digging the red glasses, I'm digging the orange eyebrows. So, looks like a good head sculpt all in all. Look at that. Wow, the hair sculpt looks really nice, I'll say that. And so do the glasses. Let's see his Billy Club. Those look awesome. And I am interested, why do we have two sets of these cuffs? Because we only need those if they're not attached. We can use the same ones over and over. So interesting. Probably switch out one, if not both of those hands, so we can have these that can actually hold those gloves. And let's get him out. I'm loving his color scheme. Okay. Well, that answered my question really quickly. Look at that. That's why. Because we have this here. So, interesting. So that looks great. And let's take a look at this head sculpt right here. Unfortunately, I do have a oh, good, it came right off. Cool black mask. That looks awesome. Look at this Daredevil horns. Got this touch of red right here. Love that red. Let's see how much we can move the head back and forth. We're pretty far forward and pretty far backward, so that's great. We can't really pivot it too much, but we can turn it very well. Look at that. And that's actually a great picture right there. I'm like, you got a quick picture right there. Awesome. So, again, I love this red. Let's see these right here that are connected to the shoulder. Got those really cool pads right there. So his arms are only going to go so far up because of, you see how it starts going like that, or back. They do spin all the way around though, and they click as they do. We turn at the high part of the bicep. We do have double joints here at the elbow. I need to support it so I can move this other one. How far can we come in? About a 45 degree angle. So let's see. Support it. And, trying to move this back joint part. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's see, our ab crunch is right here. Man, he can really ab crunch forward and back pretty decently. Look at that. Turns right here at the waist. Legs come up to roughly 90 degree angle. There we go. Does move at the high part of the thigh. So we got, looks like what would be great posing for the legs. The knee joints bend pretty smooth, but the bottom part's a little looser than I would have liked, but still, the top part definitely is nice and chunky build. And then we're able to move the feet. This is a pretty generic foot boot kind of going here, and there's nothing real special about that, but we do not have the unnecessary joint right here, the shin, and overall looks great. Here's these, and we've seen these used to different capacities, definitely for Daredevil, and I think something very similar, if not the same ones, for Natasha and Black Widow. We have where to be 1 or 2. So, do we like these? I think so, and I think it might be overkill to put these hands plus these, but still, which one do you want? But which would you prefer? These right here that are on his wrists, you can punch and then have them there, maybe, right? Or ones that he's holding, so he can toss and throw. So let's see what the other head sculpt looks like on the body, even though it's just him unmasked, right? Actually looks awesome. Look at that. These extra head sculpts are blowing me away because if nothing else, I always want more than one head sculpt, and you will definitely have me excited about Marvel Legends with multiple head sculpts. Looks great. I'll put that back. And let's take a look to see what would happen switching these hands and these little wrist cuffs out. So let's see. Get both of these out. Pop these off. There we go. Put that one right in here. Put that in there. Put this one in here. Put that in there. And we have to get those out. There we are. Okay, cool. Okay. Put this right here. I'm like, okay, am I putting the wrong one on the wrong one? Hopefully not. No. Well, it's not really that important. They're not that much different to begin with. I'm not real concerned about that. I'm not even going to be paying attention to that. So there we go. Have these hands. And let's see. Well, we could have 1 and 1. But I definitely am digging the way that looks. The D and the D right there look great. The red looks absolutely amazing. Sculpt, you know, it's a very familiar body style. But there's a reason why I keep using it over and over, because it looks great. So let's get a pose that would be awesome with these gloves like this. Give me a second. Okay, so I'm really digging the pose that I did, because he's got like this defensive stance where he's getting ready to strike. But something I didn't notice was, look at this. I'm like, does he have fingernails on his suit? Interesting. Unnecessary, and I wouldn't have noticed, except they kind of shined weird. Look at that. Or is that just his hands painted? Either way, just kind of caught my eye. And I'm like, take a look at that. I am liking that pose right there. Look at that. So I took a quick picture of Gwen Stacy falling over, and man, they absolutely look amazing. I'm gonna put up, we're gonna just kind of marvel at how amazing these look. Put this package up. Look at this. Don't they look absolutely incredible? Probably move them and be in one more pose. All right, friends, tell me what you think about this. You know, we use the same poses we already had. We have Peter Parker ready to take a picture, but he's not sure if he should just jump into action. We have our Green Goblin here, ready to strike against Spider-Man, who's ready to strike back. We have Electro ready to give some electric vibes, and we have Gwen Stacy just kind of like, I'm just gonna study here. Nobody knows that I'm actually Spider-Gwen. Okay, and moving on. Guys, we just had a lot of fun opening these 6, and look at that. Just take a glimpse one more time. Weren't they absolutely amazing? And now we're gonna move on to Mysterio and Kingpin. So let's get everything set up. Let's move everything to the side, and let's jump right on in. What do you say? All right, so let's dive right on into this Marvel's Mysterio, and I can't get enough of how great these packages look. Look at this Spider-Man, retro Spider-Man symbol, and the city that you don't see in the background has this just gorgeous blue and purple tints to it. So look at this amazing artwork right here, Hypnotic Mist, and that's what this is supposed to be. And yeah, absolutely incredible. Look at all this. And so of course we just did these. But wow, look, it looks like we can take off the helmet and you'll be able to reveal his head, which obviously we can't see here. But I do have something really cool for you. I have our Marvel Legends Mysterio. This was from the Lizard Build-A-Figure set. And man, I haven't even opened this one. Now, okay, I take that back. I have opened them, but we had 2. And so this is well, almost exactly the exact same figure. There's a couple of noticeable differences besides the paint. Now obviously this one has a little bit more love going into the paint because it's just a solid green right here, just a plastic mold. This one actually has a little bit of paint washing on there, but there's a little bit more paint here. You see that? And this one has these are the exact same except slightly different color variation, but this like pearl helmet is very different than the see-through one. And this one's kind of crazy because instead of having you know, his just a normal human head, this one has this skull with like this octopus tentacle going on here. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Zoom on in so you can see that. It looks crazy. And so, other than that, I just wanted to compare that real quick. That's the differences between these two, but it's essentially the same overall figure, and it seems like there's gonna be a different head in there. So, let's read what it says. Let's bring this down here. And I can't get over how cool this retro art looks. That's an awesome drawing of Mysterio right there. And right here, it says, Marvel's Mysterio. A cloud of smoke heralds the arrival of the villainous mastermind who uses the art of illusion against Spider-Man, Mysterio. Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's get this open. And again, I'm gonna be a little careful. Sorry, I got everything kind of rocking back and forth. But, yeah, no, I definitely want to be able to not just destroy this package. Okay. There we go. This backwards right here again. Marvel's Mysterio. Alright, Mysterio, buddy. Here we go. Slide you right on out. Here we go. Look at that. Awesome, and this is what I was talking about right here. Look at that. I love the way that looked in the original action figures of the Spider-Man line, which, before I go much further, Toy Biz. So look at this. And these illusion tentacles going right here. I'm like, man, I forgot that's what they were on the other one. Look. Yep. So let's get all this out. Just pop Mysterio on out of here. And there you go. Well, this cape is definitely softer plastic than I remember. I'm like, yeah. And, oh, look at that. Interesting. I did not anticipate that. Now the neck's a little bit looser than I would have liked, but looks like there's some glitter in there for the illusion head. Wow, that's pretty cool actually. Zoom in even closer, look at that. Wow, that's a pretty good head sculpt. I'm really digging that. Okay, so let's see how far we can move the head. And look, go like that. So it goes pretty far back in both directions. We can tilt and pivot. Wow, a lot of posability with this. So the arms go around, they kind of click as they go. We have this cool washing effect on the suit, so that looks cool. And the arms move pretty readily, pretty well. We do have a double joint at the elbow, which brings it into about a 45-degree angle, so that's great. Moves in the high part of the bicep. I do have some paint bleed right here, but overall good. The wrist turn, and they should go back and forth, even though they're not really cooperating right here. There we go. Again, push in right there, apply pressure in as you pull it or push it, because you don't want to just push hard and then it cracks off. So there we are. And cool, these are two different hand sculpts. Not anything we haven't seen before recently, but again, cool, since we don't have any other accessories beyond this. So let's see what sort of ab crunch we have. You know, pretty decent one, and it feels pretty solid and chunky. Okay, turns at the waist. And then much like the other one we have, look at this. Different color on the leg, which it's not super noticeable right away. But yeah, it's darker green right here. Moves in the high part of the thigh. The legs almost go to a 90-degree angle, but not quite. Got double joints here at the knees, which bring in the legs pretty well. Look at that. Perfect. And so it does turn right here on this part of the boot. I'll probably end up bluing that. And then it points and flexes pretty well here at the ankle joint. And this gold is pretty awesome. Solid gold, look at that. I'm really liking this action figure. Look at this. I'm really liking it. And there's the pearl helmet that goes on right there. And these bad boys right here, look at this. I love how this is angular like that. Look at that tentacle. Little illusion tentacle. I like how it's translucent. Cool. And then this can only go on one of the legs. This is how it goes. I'm sorry, it can only go on this left leg. Because if you try to put it on that one, it's going to be interfering with that. So this one goes on the, let me find where the foot is. Goes right here, because it goes up. I'm like, okay, let me see if I remember correctly. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Spin his legs a little bit. Get some real excitement going. And since he's this master of illusion, let's have him doing his arms as if he's really getting into it. Let's bend these legs forward just a bit more so he can kind of lean on the cape there. Look how cool that looks, because we can lean it up on that. Look at this. I really like the way that looks. Look at that. Looks super cool. Really awesome. Okay. And then you know what? Let me bring the other one here just so you can see real quick. Okay. And you'll notice it's almost the exact same thing. And remember in Spider-Man Far From Home, when Quentin Beck, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, did an amazing job with the character, actually. Look at that. And so, yeah, it is basically the exact same mold and figure with a few minor differences, but I really dig in the paint job on this one. I don't know if I might like this green better for that mist, but yeah, it's a great job with that gold too. I'm glad we have two different options. So set this one aside, and let's put Beck right over here. So very cool. All right, and let's move on to our last figure. What do you say? In the set. And that figure is, of course, Marvel's Kingpin. And it's pretty big. I'm gonna have to get back. Look how huge he is compared to this Mysterio, which is not tiny by any means. But just look how big this Kingpin is. Before we get him open, I know you would like to see a comparison of the Build-A-Figure Kingpin that we have, which, again, this is just the same mold, but with some slight differences again. This one's got that like ascot going there, where this one's got, you know, a necktie. So other than this and this, the other differences are just paint, basically. So this would be painted orange, these would be painted purple on here. The same mold though, like different colored pocket square. And we do have both of these heads. These eyebrows here appear to be gray versus those that are black. And the other head, we have the other head sculpt, but this one has a black eye. The cane, this one's brown, this is black. But yeah, let's get him out. Let's take a look, and it's so cool how this is the exact same package, but printed larger. So I think that was absolutely outstanding. So this one had the hypnotic mist, this one has cane accessory. And additional head sculpt. It'd be cool if we had multiple hands or something, but I do like that. And then obviously we can swap out these heads with the other Kingpin if we like, even though they're almost the same. But man, look how massive this package is. And yes, we did get this one at GameStop. You notice it says right there. But yeah, look how great that looks. And that'd be cool if it would have had with Mysterio here. But anyway, let's read what it says about Marvel's Kingpin. Wilson Fisk ruthlessly rules New York City's underworld with cunning and a keen intellect. And look how great that looks. You know what, let's take a quick picture. Boom! Alright, so let's get this bad boy open. And since it's going to take up most of our review table, let's see if I can get this open carefully without destroying this package, and this package is massive. I don't want to go that far. Here we go. Am I going to be able to get him out without getting this even more open? I don't know, and probably not. Look at that. Yeah, no, probably not. But that's okay. Just slide it out. Ooh, there we go. Perfect. Look how crazy this looks. It's just so massive. Alright, set that aside. Marvel's Kingpin. Boom! That looks so outstanding. Let's pop this out. That was satisfying. So it's getting out that head sculpt. Let's push out his hands first. Push out his feet. There we go. You know what? It might be a little too bright in here. I'm gonna probably dim our lights a little bit. What's all that racket? And look, he's sitting there. He looks like he's a baby, like crying. He changed his diaper. Okay, so just a quick glance at the two. Look at that. And then, yes, these head sculpts. It's subtle, it's just the eyebrows, really. The cane. It's just the paint. So, but both have red ring. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Let's take a look at this head sculpt. And I really like that he's got like these battle scars right here. Fresh ones too. The black eye. That's awesome. And then he's like got his vein popping out of his temple right there. So his head will move. Not a whole lot. Move about that far forward, and then it's restricted with the ass cut there. It does tilt. It does turn. So that's awesome. Let's see. This jacket would come off, but then you know what, it might it would look okay, because I guess his shirt is technically supposed to be black, you see, because his cuff is coming out here, and we don't see any of that. So since this white is here to kind of match the jacket, I'll show you. This is really soft plastic. Look at that, you can see it bending. And so he turns right here, right above like where the rib cage would be, and he tilts a little bit there, see. And he doesn't have the greatest mobility, but he does turn the high part of the thighs. He does have a single joint. that I need to support when I push it. There we go. Single joint, almost to a 90-degree angle. And then it turns there too. It turns up here and turns there. We have an ankle joint which pivots and moves a little bit because it's restricted right here by the cuff of his pant. And the legs come about that far forward, so he can look like he's a kicking, whining baby. But yeah, he does not turn at the waist, turns up there. And let's see, the arms go around pretty well, and they definitely extend out pretty well. Look at that. But they do not turn the high part of the bicep. They only turn this single joint right here at the elbow. Wrist turn, go back and forth, and same thing here. So pretty good. And let me see, can I dim this right now while we're doing this? Yep, there it is. All right, cool. All right, Mr. Fisk, let's see what you think here. Oh, very cool. Here we are, about to get in a fight. Can you imagine these two duking it out? Ugh. Yeah, I think he's leaning back. There we go. Doesn't that look crazy? Very cool. And then we can use one of these bodies with the Shadow King. That looks really awesome. And then for comparison, you know what, I can get a Spider-Man in here. But before I do that, I do have some Toy Biz Marvel Legends here. It shows really old Kingpin. Check this out. What do you think about that? Right next to this Daredevil. These Marvel Legends are amazing. But look at the size of this one compared to that one. Put them right next to it. This one has like a little head. But this one is massive compared to that one. Look at that. And then comparing that, here's the variant one of the same 2-pack. Look at that. This one's painted black. The cane's still the same. Got all those joints in the hands. But super cool. Look at the different head sculpt. So compare this one to that one in size. Look at that. Massive. And I love how the Toy Biz era, that company would have all sorts of really cool accessories. So look at that. There we go, and we have these sets too. What year was this? 2006. My goodness. We're gonna have to get these open anyway at some point in the very near future. Look at that. Fisk. So guys, wasn't this tons of fun? Really enjoyed hanging out with you. Oh, and I said I would bring a Spider-Man. Well, I guess I could bring a Daredevil, but let me get a Spider-Man. Give me a second. All right, check this out. So we actually put Miles Morales jumping on top of Kingpin right here. And since we have both of them here, why not? And then we have Spider-Man kind of fighting off Kingpin who's trying to choke him. I think that actually looks pretty crazy. Look at that. Looks pretty outstanding. And then we, you know what? Whatever. Put both Mysterios here. The older one that came out a year or two ago. And then the new retro one. Which sounds like an oxymoron. But, very cool. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Doesn't this look absolutely amazing? I definitely think so. So, if you've not already subscribed to our channel, guys, please hit the subscribe button below. Hit the bell next to it so you get notified every time I have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Check out our YouTube channel page for more great videos like this of Marvel Legends, of Spider-Man, Avengers, and Godzilla, tons of other stuff. And yeah, we'd love to see you on our next video. So what do you say? We check you out next time, guys. Thanks again for watching Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G. Peace.